Okay, now we have to think about why not impeach, because see, he's already at the pleasure of the president. Why not impeach? ये question आ भी क्यों रहा है? Because at one hand we are saying कि भाई साहब governor and president are pretty much the same, right? Governor and president ठीक है जी, they're very same. But दूसरे एंड पे हम ये कह रहे हैं यार कि ये impeach क्यों नहीं हो रहा? President तो impeach हो रहा है, ये क्यों नहीं हो रहा? Because he's already at the pleasure of the president, buddy. The PM will just ask him, चलो 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 आगे चलो, COM मतलब आगे चलो. So he's central government has full power of the president any which way. तो वो तो किसी भी टाइम हटवा देंगे ना, impeach कराने की जरूरत ही क्या है, right? But president को ऐसे नहीं हटा सकते. अच्छा, Chief Justice of High Court can act as the governor if contingencies say so. So this was decided in Arun Kumar vs Union of India, that's AIR 1982 का case law, and under Article 160 this can be done. The president may make such provision as he thinks fit for the discharge of the function of the governor of a state in any contingency not provided for in this chapter. मतलब ऐसी कोई situation जो कि यहाँ पे नहीं बताई गई है, the president may make such provision. तो ऐसा एक example ये है the Chief Justice of High Court can act as the governor because the president may make such provision. President can make this provision, and on Article 160, if the governor is not available, the CJI of High Court can act. All right. So, example: December 1989, PM VP Singh. They were, example of such a situation. Another situation is December 1989, PM VP Singh. He recalled all governors were asked to tender their resignations, and अब फिर क्या होगा यहाँ पे? So 160 president से पूछा जाएगा कि भाई साहब अब क्या करें? So actually sacking a governor is easier than actually sacking a central government employee, if you look at it that way. And because the central government employees are protected by 311, they get a right to मतलब a fair hearing कि भाई क्या हुआ, क्यों हुआ, कैसे हुआ. गवर्नर आ गया, भाई साहब कुछ भी नहीं है आपके पास, चलो चलो आगे जाओ, right? तो then basically another time that issue with respect to status of governor that arose was the case of Shri M.M. Thomas, and this is a very, very popular incident that happened. But now remember, I'm not saying case law, I'm saying a very popular incident in developing the jurisprudence of the role of the governor. Alright. So it was Shri M.M. Thomas, who was the governor of Nagaland. He was dismissed in 1992. So he dissolved the state legislative assembly basically on the advice of the CM without consulting the center. See, technically speaking, you need not consult the center. Legally, academically speaking, theoretically speaking, there is no need. But he did it anyway. So center basically imposed president rule and dismissed the governor. Center's contention was that CM had already lost majority. Why did the governor need to follow the CM's advice to dissolve the state legislative assemblies, just dismiss the ministry and get a new one in? ठीक है भाई. Opposition basically यहाँ पे opposition to this was that it is the center's attack on the federal character of the constitution. Of course it is, because see, theoretically, legally, academically, he can do this by the constitution, by the plain and simple bare act, he can do this, but center had to make an example out of someone, so they did. So issues arose. Is the governor a constitutional authority in his own right, or he needs to take the consent of the center, for which he has to do pretty much anything? So theoretically he is not bound, but this incident, it changed everything. And in practice, the governors almost, they consult everything or do everything based on center's suggestions, center's power. They don't do anything without the center. This incident, basically the center wanted to tell all the governors, मेरे से बिना फोन पे बात करे कोई काम मत कर लेना आपने. Right, so this is an important incident to mention in your answers. Now, Hargobind Pant versus Raghukul Tilak, sorry. This is the office of governor is not an employment under the government of India. This was held, so there is no prohibition with respect to 319 clause D. आप खुद देखेंगे 319 clause D क्या है. You can pause the lecture and check the bare act. But again, this is in theory. This is not in practice. The practice में क्या है कि governor is at the pleasure of the president. He's appointed at the discretion of the center, is dismissed at the discretion of the center, he's given salary by the center, everything is by the center. So how is he not governor is basically an employee of the central government? Again, बोलने के लिए अच्छा है, केस अगर याद रह जाए तो लिख दीजिएगा, but not really that important. Okay. Council of Ministers to aid and advise governor. There shall be a council of ministers. Now this keyword shall is very important. Open 163 of the bare act. Alright, now basically governor can't dispense of with not having a council of ministers. This cannot be done because it is a shall council of ministers with the chief minister at the head. और आगे मैं पूरा नहीं पढ़ रहा, but I need to read this clause. Except insofar as he is by or under this constitution required to exercise his functions or any of them in his discretion. This in Article 163. This line is missing in the president wala section. Except insofar. What except? Right? Except से पहले की line पढ़ते हैं. At the head to aid and advise the governor in the exercise of his functions. वाह वाह वाह. मतलब except in certain scenarios whereas discretion is provided by or under this constitution. तो by मतलब explicitly, under means implied है, मतलब explicitly नहीं दी हुई, expressly नहीं दी हुई. बात समझ में आई? by और under की बहुत wide interpretation है. मतलब there is no specified list in the constitution कि ये इसकी discretion में आएगा, ये इसकी discretion में नहीं आएगा. Tell the examiner that you know this. और हमें फिर मज़ा आ जाएगा नंबरों में, right? All right. To exercise under his discretion. So governor can't dispense of this body. अभी इसके बारे में discretion के बारे में बात करते हैं, वही तो मेन मुद्दा है. ठीक है जी. अच्छा, 164 says other provision as to minister, the chief minister shall be appointed by the governor. These are just icing on the cake. कि अगर आंसर थोड़ा लंबा चौड़ा करना हो, you can write down these points. And the other ministers shall be appointed by the governor on the advice of the chief minister, and the minister shall hold office during pleasure of the governor, जैसे कि president. Parallel provisions basically. Total number of ministers including the CM in the council of ministers in a state shall not exceed 15%. This is, I believe, the 91st amendment, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check. Yeah, it's the 91st amendment, right? Act 2003. Provided that the number of ministers including the chief minister in the state shall not be less than 12. तो उन्होंने ये भी आपको बता दिया कि भैया 12 से नहीं. So these pointers are, these are just your icing on the cake. कभी आंसर बढ़ाना हो, कभी थोड़ा लंबा करना हो, ये रहा. The council of ministers shall be collectively responsible to the legislative assembly of the state. So this is a standard form of the parliamentary feature or parliamentary form of government, that the council of ministers shall be collectively responsible to the legislative assembly, या अगर यूनियन पे बात करेंगे तो the house of the people. ठीक है जी. And oath भी गवर्नर दिला रहा है. A minister for any period of 6 months is not a member of the legislature of the state. तो again and again वो दोबारा मिनिस्टर नहीं बन सकता. So SR या आपका चौधरी वर्सेस स्टेट ऑफ पंजाब, इसके अंदर आप सीएम साहब को यही बनाने की कोशिश करेगी थी एक बारी. तो ही वाज नॉट इलेक्टेड, तो उसके अंदर एक बार ये किया गया था कि जी आप एक बार सीएम तो बन लिए, 6 महीने होने वाले हैं, आपका इलेक्शन पूरा नहीं हुआ, तो एक काम करते हैं ना, वहाँ से आप रेजिग्नेशन दे दीजिए 6 महीना ऊपर होने से पहले एंड देन we can get you repeated under this clause. That is not constitutionally permissible. This we have also discussed in the president portion already. Now another case of 164 clause 4 is B.R. Kapoor versus state of Tamil Nadu, जो कि हमने पहले ही डिस्कस कर लिया almost. Nomination paper for the state legislative assembly in Jayalalitha was rejected because she was convicted under the Prevention of Corruption Act and IPCE provisions. So the High Court suspended her sentence, but they convicted her. The governor appointed her as CM. The Supreme Court declared null and void because under 164 clause 4, the political exigencies cover the governor cannot appoint a debarred person. So we are not questioning the governor's power to appoint anyone under Article 361. But यहाँ पे you will not appoint a debarred person under Representation of the People Act. ठीक है जी. Now governor's discretionary powers. ठीक है जी. इसको अगले लेक्चर में कर लें ताकि आपको बोरियत ना हो. गवर्नर्स डिस्क्रिशनरी पावर करते हैं, देन लास्ट लेक्चर में पार्डनिंग वाली बात करेंगे. और उसके ऊपर तो अभी लेटेस्ट अगस्त फर्स्ट वीक में ही एक बड़ी कंफ्यूजिंग सी जजमेंट है, इट्स एक्चुअली रिपीटेड, जो कि पहले बहुत इट वाज क्रिस्टल क्लियर. द लीगल जर्नलिस्ट दे क्रिएटेड अ कंफ्यूजन, द मेन स्ट्रीम मीडिया दे क्रिएटेड अ कंफ्यूजन. वी वांट टू डिस्कस दैट, नॉट टू वरी. ठीक है जी. तो ये काम आप करते हैं डिस्क्रिशनरी, गवर्नर्स डिस्क्रिशनरी पावर वाला काम करते हैं. ऑलराइट, सी यू.